Hey, what's up? Thank you so much for tuning into my video. Look, today I've decided to post a video on some of my learnings at Tony Robbins. And if you haven't been to an event before, or if it's something that you've been thinking about, I'm sure you would have seen some videos or maybe even watched his Netflix documentary, I'm Not Your Guru, and you've been interested. I want to share some of these learnings. Look, this is something that I've wanted to do for a long time. This is something that I've said, look, I should do this, I should post, because I've been involved with some of Tony's teachings for a long time. My name's Joey, and again, thanks very much for tuning in. Look, if some of these videos that I'm posting add value, drop me a comment, and I'm happy to share a lot more. I personally love personal development kind of stuff. Look, this all kind of came about a long time ago when I was 19, and I'm 33 now. It was late at night. I was watching one of his infomercials. It was probably like 2 or 3 a.m. And Tony comes on the TV and he's like, look, do you want to change your life? Are you stressed? Do you have a plan? How do you want to achieve financial freedom? Your career, your relationships, your finances, all that kind of stuff. And it absolutely blew my mind. And that was called the Get the Edge CDs. And there was no way I could afford it. Maybe there was, but I found out that I had a friend that had them. And this is the difference between being resourceful and resourcefulness. Go look up that YouTube video from Tony. And I took down this massive book of notes from then, and I charted a life that I wanted to live. I wasn't going anywhere fast when I was 19. I was broke. I was obviously living at home. I was studying a degree that I absolutely fucking hated, and that was e-business coding. Fuck coding, man. I absolutely hate that shit. But that helped me change my life, you know, like I set a chart to go live in London and do an exchange over there and travel around Europe. I was in Germany for the World Cup in 2006. I got a summer internship at JP Morgan, one of the biggest investment banks around the world, when I didn't even have a distinction average, but I made all of these things musts, because that's how you get things done, not shoulds. Like Tony says, there's so many shoulds in our life. We should go to the gym. We should go spend more time with our family. We should do more that work. We should do this. We're shooting all over ourselves. And until we turn those shoulds into must, we won't make a change. So what is it that I'm sharing with you today is some of the experiences that I've learned, because I've just come back from San Diego at a leadership academy, and some of the other Tony Robbins events. Now, since I attended Unleash the Power Within in Sydney when I was 21, and I begged my parents to chip in for a ticket with me, I hadn't gone to any events for 12 years. And the event that I last went to before leadership was Date with Destiny in Cairns. And it absolutely fucking changed my life, because, you know, about 12 to 18 months ago, I was still all at work. You know, from the outside, you'd look in and say, this person has a fucking mate. I was a senior financial advisor. I had a ton of qualifications, double degree, certified financial planner at the CFP. I was on my way to graduating with an MBA executive from AGSM, top business school in Australia. And from the outside, you'd say, this person has a fucking mate. He's a senior planner. He's making good money. He's taking care of his family. But really, what was happening on the inside was I was absolutely ridiculed with fear and anxiety, and I was spiraling really quickly into depression. I caught myself because I decided that, you know what, you need to tell yourself the truth, and the truth of the matter is I'm feeling like fucking shit, and I developed these behaviors to help me cope. But if you knew how long it would take me fucking to get out of bed in the mornings, it would absolutely surprise and stun you. And part of this is I'd like to shine some more light towards mental health issues, because it's it's a taboo subject that we don't talk about. But even the most highly successful people, and I've met with and worked with many people over my 12-year career in wealth management, some of the people that you least expected are going through the toughest times in private. So why is it that I'm posting a video? Well, like I said, I've been making it a short. I should do this. I want to share my knowledge with you. And if it serves one person out there that's watching, I would be so fucking grateful. When you find any value in this, like I said, just drop me a comment and I'll be happy to do some more. But this video right here is because of Sash, my good buddy that I caught up with at leadership, and also a coach from DWD, Simon Scott. So you two fuckers better be watching this fucking video, and I thank you so much and honor you both for making me do this and making it a must. So the first thing about leadership is you need to lead yourself. It's not so much about leading others. That comes, and we can talk about that. But the first step of leadership is to fucking lead yourself. And how you do that is being completely honest, being genuine, being authentic, and really telling the truth. The truth will serve you no matter how fucking hard it is at the time. It will really feel it. You'll really feel it in your body, your mind, your spirit, and your soul, and everything, because you know that the truth will cut through the bullshit. You don't beat around the bush. If there's a change that you're looking to make in your life, and only you know this, because the only person that needs to live with you is you. So what is the fucking truth? The truth can be really painful, but that's part of it, because pain will help us change in the short term. Now, we're going to talk about that. Pain, pleasure, and your identity. And I'm going to say that again. Pain, pleasure, and your identity. Pain will help us change in the short term because it can get so fucking bad that you're like, oh my God, not a day more, not a moment more of this, I am changing. You know, so that's something that we need to talk about here. The second part is pleasure, and that's what's going to make us sustain the change bits, because we're looking forward to what our life can really look like in 6 months, in 12 months, and that gets you fucking excited. Get those juices going. Joseph McClellan calls it, you know, your body juices. They get you fucking wriggling, and you can't sleep at night because you're so fucking excited about making progress on your fucking goals, whatever they are. The third part is your identity. The strongest force in the human personality is the need to remain consistent with our own identity. Now, hear me out here. Let's say, for example, if you're a fucking foodie and all your friends and family know you as a fucking foodie, and they go to you for advice because you're at the newest joints, you're at the hippest bloody paces, you're at the taco trucks and food trucks and pop-up stores and whatever, and you're all over Insta and you're known out there. But let's say, for example, for a period of time, you haven't been able to get out there, and there's all these new places opening, you don't know about it, people are talking about it, you don't know what's going on. People are like, what do you mean? Aren't you the foodie? Aren't you like the person that's meant to know all of this? How do you think that person is feeling? Yeah, pretty fucking shit, because they're not staying true to their identity. Now, the way that Tony explains it, which I really like, is think of a thermometer. Let's say you're a thermometer and you're a 22 degrees kind of person. Let's say you're 22 degrees and you start letting your standards drop. Okay, for example, you start eating shit, you stop working out, you're not trying as hard at work, and the temperature's dropping, you're dropping to 20, you're dropping to 18, you're like, oh yeah, it's not that bad, I'll get there. But as you know, pain and bad things, they don't just happen overnight, they snowball. It's not gonna be bad today, but it will get bad. And if you've read Stephen Covey's 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, you will know what I'm talking about because of the quadrants. The not urgent but important quadrant, that's things like working on your spirituality and things like that, right? Let's say you drop to a 13 degrees and you're like, fuck, you're just completely in depression because you're like, this isn't me, and you're in depression because you're not living life in accordance to your blueprint. Okay, the blueprint of our life is the life that we have designed for ourselves in the long term. Now, in the short term, you can change your state. How quickly can you change your state? Change your state in a heartbeat, by changing your physiology, by changing your focus, by changing the meaning, the language that you're using. And we talk about that, and that's called the triad, which I'll talk about in probably in another video. Now, when it drops to that 13 degrees, you're like, fuck, this is not my life, not a moment more, not a day more, this is not me. What do? You start to take massive action and you start to heat yourself back up because you're like, no, this is not me. And then you start to feel better and you get back to your identity of who you really are. On the flip side, let's say that you're a 22 degrees up, but then you've been doing so well in your life, now you're at 30 degrees, you're 32, you're 34, you're fucking heating up, you're absolutely killing this. Then you're like, wait a minute, maybe your friends or your family have said something to you, you're like, oh, we don't even know you anymore. And I know some of you can relate to this. Okay, what happens then is that we start to sabotage ourselves. We start to do things that bring us down. Okay, and we've got to be really mindful of this as well. And we talk about this as expanding your identity. So don't ever limit yourself. If you're doing well, surround yourself with more positivity, fill this up with more positivity, and keep moving forward, because growth, which is one of our 6 human needs, is one of our spiritual needs. And this is what's going to give us ultimate fulfillment. This is why people come to these events, because people say, life, oh yeah, it's okay, but is there more to this? You know, it's good. But as we know, good is the enemy of great. Okay is not okay. We need to raise your standards in order for you to feel alive. And I'll quickly talk about the 6 human needs. Number 1 is certainty. That's a survival, knowing that everything's going to be okay, knowing that you're going to have a roof over your head, that you have a job and an income and your family, and everything's going to be okay. All right, but when there's too much okay, that leads to us being bored, because there's too much certainty. In God's infinite wisdom, he created uncertain. And that's our second need. The need for something different, a surprise, trying something new, eating something new, traveling, something that challenges us, that puts us out of our comfort zone. And Tony says this: the quality of your life is in direct proportion to the amount of uncertainty that you're willing to handle. Okay, just mull over that for a minute. Number 3 is significance. And significance is feeling unique, feeling different, feeling that you're valued. Okay, now there are positive, neutral, and negative ways to get significance. For example, violence is a way that you feel, yeah, you're fucking mad, but it's really not a good way. Number 4 is love and connection. Now, relationships, as Tony explains, is our greatest source of pleasure and pain. Relationships are the greatest source of pleasure and pain. So whilst we want love, a lot of people will settle for connection, but this is also connection with other people when, you know, you open up your soul and they can feel your soul and you can feel theirs, and you really connect and you have those really deep conversations where you're just like, man, feels like I've known you for a fucking lifetime, but really I've known you since this morning or yesterday. And I've had enormous amounts of connections with people at these events. Their soul is so fucking powerful and passionate that I absolutely love it. I love going to these events. It's like going to a fucking rock concert. So if you've been thinking about going, you absolutely must make it a must that you should. So what I wanted to talk about was making a change. So for me, I've wanted to lose weight for a while, and you might have seen me when I was not so, like, you know, got my fucking chin back. And my mum used to comment all the time, you know it's true when your mum always says, God, you're fat. All right, you're fat, you're fat, you're fat. And you're like, fuck, seriously, mum, just leave me alone. And your friends are like, yeah, you're putting on a bit of weight there. And I was keep telling myself the story when I'm looking from the mirror, it's not that bad. A bit of a gut there, but it's not that bad. Yeah, I've got a bit of a double chin, but it's really not that bad. Really, it is that fucking bad when you start telling the truth, and the truth is I wasn't fucking proud the way I was looking. I fucking hated it. And these are the questions that you need to think about for pain. What is it costing you? What is it costing you? And what was it costing me was the ability to go take on new sports that I wanted to try. I wanted to go do martial arts. I wanted to go cycling, but I had so much fear that my body wasn't going to be able to handle it because I was so unfit and out of shape. Okay, what is it costing you? What have you missed out on? How has it made you feel? You know, I fucking hated taking my shirt off because at the beach I'll be so embarrassed about myself. Okay, but look at me now. Oh, shit. Look at... Yeah, celebrate your victories. So it got so bad that I went, no, not a moment more, not a day more. I'm going to start changing my rituals. Okay, and one of the daily rituals I started doing was, after reading Tim Ferriss's book on Tools of Titans, was to start taking cold showers. And this is based on this guy called Hoff that, you know, climbed Everest in just shorts and sneakers, which is absolutely crazy. So I started doing cold showers all throughout the winter, every single day, relentless, doing this shit. Even when I was feeling absolutely shit, I'd drag myself out of bed and have a cold shower at 5:30 a.m. And, you know, Sydney gets down to fucking single digits, like 4 or 5 degrees, and I would go out for a run, and I'd take Doggo out for a run with me, and I'd come back and I'd feel fucking amazing. And another ritual that I was doing on a daily basis since DWD in Cairns was my incantations. Now I've shared this with a number of you guys, but here it is. I'll do it quickly for you because it's fucking powerful. Well, it is to me anyway, and I hope you get something out of it. Here it is. Every day, in every way, through the love of God, I have an abundance of love, health, wealth, joy within me that will guide me. I'm energetic and I'm full of life. I am the mind, body, spirit, and soul of a warrior. Yes, I can change my state. Yes, I can create energy within my body. Yes, all that I need is within me. Like, I will do this over and over and over and over and over and over and over again during my run. And I'll be like a fucking crazy person, but I didn't care because that's what it's going to change here. It gets rewired. It's like going to the gym for one time. You're not going to grow your muscles. But if you keep doing it, it's fucking muscle memory. And you get that shit ingrained in your head. And there's so much positivity that you can handle whatever comes your way. And if you're a close friend of mine, you know these past few months have been absolutely fucking tough. But I've been able to stay centered, stay in my core, to be able to continue on and delivering and serving. So those are the pain questions. What has it cost you? What has it cost you? What have you missed out on? Okay, what's going to be in 12 months if you don't change? What's it going to be like in 18 months, 2 years, 24 months? What's your life going to look like then? You've got to get this shit ingrained that you feel so much pain from it that you're like, shit, no, I need to change. Okay, and who's it hurting? Is it hurting you? Is it hurting your family? Is it hurting your loved ones? And is this who you really are? Is this your identity? Are you someone that goes out and hurts their family and hurts themselves? Okay, because the first thing with leadership, going back to the rule, is you need to lead yourself. And it's like when you first hop onto an airplane, the emergency procedures, when the oxygen mask drops down, they say, you know, where do you put this? You don't put this on your loved one. You don't put this on someone else's. You put this on yourself first and foremost so that you can be full. If your cup is empty, you don't have anything to give. If you're dead, you're not good to anyone. So you need to look after yourself. You need to lead yourself first and foremost. And this is who you really are, someone that hurts people. No, you're not. If that's not you, then let's talk about pleasure. What can life really look like? What is it going to be like? You know, what are you going to do? What's going to be fucking exciting for you? What's life going to look like in 12 months if you drop that 10 kilos? Who are you going to go out and meet? What kind of life are you going to live? What's life going to look like in 5 years if you went and made that business decision today? Okay? And is this who you really are? If it is, say yes. Say yes. Say yes one more time and get that shit ingrained in you. Like, that's what I'm talking about. Now, that's a very, very shortened version. I'm happy to sit down and explain how this all works, including the 7 steps of mastering it, lasting change. But really, that's some of the things I'd like to share with you today. So we've actually covered off quite a lot. We've covered off some of the most important things, which is just 6 human needs. And I'd like you to go back over that because that's really, really, really important in understanding people, leaders. In my definition, now I've posted a definition on there. That's the definition given by the Academy. I fucking love it. But the definition I love is that a leader is someone that feels using sensory acuity. That's all your senses in your body to feel, and your instincts to feel what's happening in this situation, what needs to be done. And someone that cares. And as corny as that sounds, that's my definition of a leader. It's someone that feels and someone that cares and knows that they're going to make an impact on someone else's life. And you make an impact firstly by understanding this person's world, what's most important to them, by connecting with them, having rapport. Once you have that connection, you can find out what this person's 6 human needs are. Is it certainty or is it significance? And how are you going to give that to them? So again, look, if you're looking to make a change, I fucking honor you. I encourage you. First step of leadership is to lead yourself. The truth will serve. The truth will fucking hurt. But it is what you need to grow your mind, body, spirit, and soul, because you will feel it when you tell the truth. Now, I love you. Thank you so much for watching. If you like it, drop me a comment. I'd love to share some more videos with you.